Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our 29th Students Teacher Recognition Reception. My name is Erica Jung. I'm the Director at the Center for the Advancement of Teaching and Learning and your MC for today's event. I would like to acknowledge that the University of Manitoba is located on original lands of Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, and Dene peoples, and on the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties made on these territories. We acknowledge the harms and mistakes of the past, and we dedicate ourselves to moving forward in partnership with Indigenous communities in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration. This is a signature event at the University of Manitoba. Every year, we are honored to highlight the importance of teaching and teachers on students' educational journeys. 21 graduating students representing every faculty and school at the University of Manitoba have selected 2 educators who have had an impact on their learning, one from their K-12 years and one from their time at U of M. This year, we are bringing the event to a new online platform, one where we will still have the opportunity to interact, even though we will do so virtually. I will have more details on that later. I would now like to welcome Dr. Michael Benarosh, President of the University of Manitoba, who will bring greetings.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the UM 2021 Student Teacher Recognition event. And thank you to the Center of Advancement of Teaching and Learning for creating this opportunity to celebrate exceptional teachers. Our society has long revered educators, and this past year bolstered so many people's appreciation of them. When COVID-19 forced the closure of schools, suddenly parents of school-agers everywhere had to take on, even in part, the role of teacher. This experience has given all of us a deeper understanding and respect for how hard it is to inspire, to engage, and crucially, to remain patient. So I want to thank our educators who are enduring through these challenging times. This year, roughly 350 teacher candidates in the Faculty of Education traveled across the province to 123 schools. They experienced for themselves how demanding teaching can be, especially in this pandemic. And they saw the inspiring resilience and dedication of Manitoba teachers. And we celebrate that resilience and dedication today. For many years, UM has asked graduating students as representatives of each of the faculties to select teachers who impacted their lives. Some picked teachers who was there for them during a crisis. Others speak fondly of an instructor who encouraged them to achieve goals. Still others recall professors who patiently worked with them until a difficult concept was understood. For me personally, one teacher I particularly remember is Professor Jane Snidel. She inspired me. She took me under her wing, and she gave me the confidence to succeed. She encouraged me to do a master's in economics, and I believe that because of her, I stand here before you today. Teachers are vitally important in our democracy. Beyond imparting knowledge, effective teachers demonstrate altruism, empathy, and lifelong learning. It's an honor to celebrate with you today. We owe all of you tremendous gratitude every year, and in this strange year, especially. Thank you again to everyone who made this celebration possible. I look forward to hearing the tributes by students of their mentors and friends.
Thank you, President Benarosh, for your address. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Mark Torsha, Vice Provost, Teaching and Learning, to bring you a congratulatory note.
Hi, everyone. When I think about teachers that have had a very significant impact on me, I quickly home in on 4. 2 from high school, and then 2 from my professional career that were first teachers, then mentors, and later went on to become colleagues and dear friends. While each taught completely different subject matter and at a variety of different levels of difficulty and circumstances, they had some things in common that set them apart. I'd like to take a minute to share those with you today. First, they each provided a compassionate and safe learning environment. This allowed for an open and honest exchange of questions and ideas. No question was ever too simple or complex. When they did not know the answer, they never hesitated to say so, and that always provided opportunity to help find the answer or connect with others. Second, they encouraged students to believe in their own abilities and to develop the power to think for themselves. Yes, later I realized that it was never really so much about the knowledge gained as building our own capacity to find or develop answers. Third, engagement and personal connection. Whether that meant sneaking journals out of the teacher's lounge for me to read on weekends, allowing me to be an unofficial lab assistant, or finding or volunteering me for unique professional opportunities. And fourth, their patience. My goodness, when I think back to high school and my mother attending parent-teacher nights and hearing, "Mark is a good student, but the questions he asks." Perhaps as a simple testament to their teaching, I know that even today I would jump at the chance to be back with any one of them in any of those classes or learning opportunities and do it all over again. The impact of outstanding teachers is not limited to the facts, the techniques, or processes we learned. These teachers do not just influence our learning. Every time I find myself in a teaching opportunity now, I think back to them and I remember compassion, empowerment, engagement, and patience. And then I think about the subject matter. Their influences have completely influenced my career and my life. So thank you, Wilf Steputian, Horace Carrington, Rudy Danziger, and Gordon Graham. And to each of you receiving this award today, thank you for being such amazing teachers. We truly owe you so very much.
Thank you, Dr. Torsha, for reminding us of the importance of our educational experiences. For today's event, we have a number of opportunities for the audience to participate and interact. First, there's a chat function at the bottom right corner, and you can type in comments to encourage the students and teachers. Second, there's a photo booth where you can take a snapshot of yourself. You can access the photo booth from the lobby or use the menu at the top right corner of your screen. Third, there's a gallery where you will find the full video of each student sharing a reflection about their teachers. You can access the gallery from the lobby or use the menu at the top right corner of your screen. As I mentioned, you can take a stroll through the gallery to view the videos with each student's full reflection, but for this afternoon, we have combined clips from all the students' videos to highlight some overarching themes that came across as the students spoke about the impact their teachers had on their lives.
Projects given by Mrs. Leach were never restrictive, but gave students structure in which to explore. This opportunity to explore is something I needed, and I think most teenagers need, in order to become full self-actualizing adults. Thanks to Dr. Riedeker, students were able to attend the Critical Dietetics Conference, which is fitting since so much of her work focuses on social inequities in nutrition. Dr. Riedeker is an advocate for her students. Just this past summer, I had the honor to present at the most recent Critical Dietetics Conference with fellow students, in part because of her advocacy.
Ms. McFarlane is the type of teacher that is really dedicated to the school and the students, and you can tell that she really loves her job. I really enjoyed all of her courses, but that's actually not why I'd like to recognize her today. I had the opportunity of working with her through the Student Council, Social Justice Committee, and the after-school curling program. Her dedication to the students and making the school an enjoyable learning environment really inspired me to get involved in these opportunities and helped me to develop leadership skills and a passion for community involvement. Thank you so much for all that you do for the school and the students. I know we likely don't say it enough, but we all really appreciate it. I'd like to specifically recognize Garrett Sawatsky. As a grain farmer himself, he was able to add a lot of examples to the course content that made it a lot easier to understand. From his teaching style, I could tell that he really knew what it felt like to be a diploma student and used that understanding to make his courses as enjoyable as possible. He made the classroom a place that I wanted to be.
At that age, I was awkward and shy, as many middle schoolers are, but Mr. Fontaine coaxed me out of my shell with his mantra, strong and wrong. In the context of the middle school musical, this meant that it is better to appear confident, even if you're forgetting the words or missing the notes, than it is to visibly falter or not even try. Not only is Leanne Vaness compassionate, but she also put her full effort into ensuring her students became more well-rounded. She challenged me to address my weaknesses and provided me with opportunities to consider various viewpoints. She's an instructor who truly and deeply cares.
I want to start with Derek Bruckner, one of my university professors, and a current teacher that I have in the T-3 weeks I have till graduation. He has been exceedingly helpful and available during online lectures and teaching, demystifying our degree and future career paths as emerging artists, assuring me that grant writing sucks no matter how good you get at it, and that artist statements will always haunt you no matter where you go. But genuinely, he's been fantastic for being available when I need time and energy to talk to someone about my writing and about what's going on. He's been a very comforting and fantastic teacher. He remembers my first year work, which is nothing like what I do now as an artist, and I wanted to thank him for his ongoing support of us and all the other honors students this year. To Mr. A, I miss you very much, and I wanted to say that your theater program in grade 12, 10 through 12, changed my life. It was the one space in our highly jock and very hetero whatever school that was accepting of you no matter what. A lot of us growing up in that space became who we are because we were allowed to in that space.
Now the tests. Oh, the tests. Mr. Dow developed a reputation simply because he required that students go beyond multiple choice, fill in the blanks, and mix and match. I credit his format comprising short and long answers for my success in university and my ability to withstand writing-induced hand cramps. And I would much rather welcome this revelation in grade 9 rather than freshman year of post-secondary education where grades are much less forgiving. Large and popular classes make it easy for students to feel lost, and Dr. Sharon's classes are both large and predictably popular. Yet take any class with her, and it will require a second glance to ensure that you didn't enroll accidentally in a one-on-one course. You feel noticed, appreciated, and respected.
My contributions, experiences, and labor have always felt valued and validated by Liz and Jocelyn, who understand that learning and knowledge is communal and shared. In this light, I want to acknowledge all of the people who have made an impact in my education, including my peers and the gender studies professor and program, and my friends and family. Outstanding academic success is not just post-secondary education and GPAs. Knowledge comes from many places and in many forms. At the center of this is understanding the importance in caring for people and respecting the inherent value in all kinds of labor and knowledge creation. I'm going to carry this with me as I enter my graduate program, and it is for these reasons that I am honored to be able to recognize Liz and Jocelyn, who are both truly outstanding.
As Ms. Netto knows, she was far from my favorite teacher when I first met her. She started the first day of classes telling us that we're going to have lots of homework, something that I think not many grade 9 students want to hear. However, I was quickly mesmerized by Ms. Netto's undying commitment to her students and their academic success, particularly her emphasis of the importance of analyzing and not summarizing. Sean always created a positive, engaging classroom environment where respectful and meaningful discussions could take place. His passion for teaching the role of business in building a stronger and better world and society was evident. I believe that it was because of this that I was able to be a well-rounded student during my undergraduate career, understanding the need to have balanced discussions that takes into consideration multiple viewpoints and perspectives, even if they differ from your own.
She has a way of holding herself to such a high regard and explaining complex topics in an interesting and captivating manner. She truly inspired me to pursue education and sciences throughout university. And even when things got hard, I had those tools to persevere and keep pushing through difficult times. I know I speak for not only myself, but my entire class when I say that this year would not have been bearable without her. She has the type of kindness, perseverance, and ability to motivate us that were needed in heaps throughout this year. She has this way of rolling with the punches that is truly inspiring and seems to have this ability to laugh off any situation, no matter how difficult.
I think the most important thing that Mr. Joseph instilled in me during his time as my teacher was that it was cool to be a nerd. His unapologetic love of science and his passion for the topics showed me that difficult, abstract physics concepts were cool. And his hands-on learning techniques, like the time he had our class build a 6-foot tall by 10-foot long trebuchet, are some of my fondest memories of high school. Like many young, naive dental students coming into the College of Dentistry, Dr. Borberg was critical in helping guide my early life as a dental student, providing not just important academic instruction, but personal guidance on potential research projects and life in general as a dental student.
I recently got in touch with Rateau and he said, and I quote, "It was always about the kids." As I prepare to begin teaching in my own classroom soon, I think often about this sentiment, and I am so excited to be able to follow in the footsteps of my favorite teacher. Lillian is a phenomenal educator and advocate for women and minorities in STEM. My goal to create equitable spaces in STEM for women and girls was a driving factor in my decision to become a teacher, and Lillian has been an important role model for education equality.
Mr. Libby's engaging style of teaching and ability to make science interesting is part of the reason why I chose to pursue engineering. He would go above and beyond for his students, whether that was through providing extra help with coursework, creating his own website for course materials, or taking his IB physics class on a trip to Toronto and Niagara Falls. Dr. Regier is an amazing lecturer who can keep the attention of his students regardless of the topic. During the courses I took with him, he answered a countless number of my questions after class with insightful and sometimes frustratingly open-ended responses. However, I recognize that this was actually to my benefit as it pushed me to really think critically.
Madame Gendron helped guide me to find purpose and fulfillment through hard work is something I cared for, as music was a huge part of my upbringing. This was one of the first scenarios where I was actually excited to go to class and to realize that there are subjects that can really be enjoyable to study. Dr. Hansen also stresses how important the ability to justify your choices is, being able to explain why you did something and to never leave loose ends.
I remember Mr. G pushing me to participate in certain sports, even when I didn't want to, for example, in cross-country races. So I owe it to Mr. G that my junior high and high school years were filled with sports, such as volleyball, badminton, and track and field. Another special thing that Colleen has said that changed my perspective on my future career was that your career path is not going to be in a straight line. All the experiences along the way will be a part of your career journey, and all of those experiences are important.
David, Joe, in my mind, you cared. You saw potential in me from both academic and personal angles. You went out of your way to follow through and ensure that potential had a chance to grow. Every time that happens, I'm going to sing your praises. I know you do this for other students. I'm just thankful that I've been given the stage and the opportunity to let the world know. Truly, thank you.
You taught me that if I get tackled, to get up, dust off, and keep going. Mr. Campbell taught me that if I ever felt defeated, to never give up. On to medical school, from nearly our first day, Dr. Wetter has challenged his students to become accountable physicians in our communities moving forward. He has pushed us to be champions for our patients and taught us that allyship is an ever-evolving, lifelong journey.
Monsieur Laverne, thank you for always being a very dynamic teacher. It really sparked my interest in learning languages as well. It showed me how Spanish could be very fun and easy to learn. To this day, I still remember you teaching us how to use the imperfect tense by showing us the song Mamma Mia by ABBA for the verb endings. Yeah, it was very memorable, and to this day, I still remember it while conjugating the imperfect. Now for Dr. Markstrom, thank you very much for your very interesting history lectures, but most of all, for your guidance while I was writing papers. It helped me improve a lot as a writer. And also thank you very much for the guidance you provided me about careers in the music history field and other such things.
Through her actions, Lynn taught me that every member of the healthcare team is valuable and has an important role to play in safeguarding the welfare of the patients that enter the facility. Lynn gave me the opportunity to grow as a person and learn the underlying interpersonal skills necessary to be a caring, competent nurse. When I decided to apply to nursing programs, Lynn believed in my potential and wrote multiple reference letters on my behalf. She also served as a reference for me when I was looking for part-time work to finance my post-secondary education. Lisa is an excellent teacher, compassionate nurse, outstanding role model, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to recognize her impact on my education. Thank you.
Miss Byman was just this ray of sunshine who cared so much about her students and dealt with every situation with an elegance that I can only wish I possessed. Over the years, Miss Byman and I have kept in touch, and I'm so incredibly grateful for her presence in my life. Dr. Ariano, you are such an asset to pharmacy education and practice here in Manitoba, and the St. Boniface Pharmacy team, past, current, and future students are so incredibly fortunate to be exposed to your expertise. Thank you for making my rotation at St. Boniface such a memorable experience and for your continuous encouragement.
Madame Gibbons always led by example. She not only taught us the importance of physical activity, but she demonstrated it firsthand. And without even knowing it, Madame Gibbons taught us that anything is possible. And if you want anything in life, all you have to do is reach out and grab it. Liz brings so much joy to the people around her, whether it's with a cringeworthy dad joke, her bright smile, pre-COVID PPE of course, or just the positive energy she carries with her.
To both of you, Mr. K and Dr. Smirnova, thank you for being indispensable in my academic career and personal growth. Thank you for being so passionate about chemistry and passing on that passion to your students. And thank you for being so encouraging and for helping me to realize my own potential. You made me confident not only as a student, but later on also as a chemist. I'm so lucky to have both of you as teachers and mentors.
Miss Yu saw me as a free spirit, a brave girl who had the courage to challenge authorities. When I look back, I was often in the teacher's office for various reasons I can't remember anymore. But even now, I can still feel her warm hand on my shoulder vividly, as if saying, "It's okay, I believe in you." Thank you, Miss Yu, for your trust and support. Dr. Pai is my life mentor, untangling me when I'm stuck. So thank you, Dr. Pai, for your academic support and the life guidance.
It is very heartwarming to see how an educator's care and instruction can have a lifelong impact on their students' life. Thank you to those who shared their stories about the influence of these amazing teachers in your life. And now, I would like to introduce our next guest who will entertain us with some thoughtful and funny commentary around education and learning. Please welcome Wilfred Sam King.
Thank you so much for having me here, Erica. My name is Wilfred Sam King, and I'm so happy and honored to be here with all of you today for the Student Teacher Recognition Reception. I mean, I don't think I would have gotten the invite because of the type of student I was when I was in K-12. But as some of my Facebook teachers that I have online say is, wow, I'm glad you put it together, Wilfred. So tonight has been wonderful, and I've been trying to prepare, and I wasn't sure what to do, but you know what? I put on a suit, put on pants. It's been a tumultuous year, but we're here to enjoy, and we're here to really observe and enjoy the stories from the teachers and the students and the educators that are making everything possible for our community and our city. And, in coming here, I thought to myself, this has to feel real. It has to feel like I'm in your face. It almost has to feel as though it's not a virtual event because we're all zoomed out. We're all tired of just being on the screen, sitting down. So bear with me if you will. I'm going to invite you to a journey. And this journey starts with us visualizing. So let's visualize. Close your eyes. I didn't mean to rhyme, but it did. And let's realize that we are so privileged to be here today and to hear those amazing stories and to celebrate these amazing educators and students alike. So what I need you to do is close your eyes. Yes, close your eyes. I'm watching you still, okay? Take a deep breath. Okay. So what's happening now is you're going up your stairs delicately. There's no kids. You put them away, gave them to the sitters. No one's bothering you, even if you're a little bit pandemic out of your spouse. They're nowhere to be found if they don't want to be in this is your utopia right now. You find your most beautiful dress, your best suit, or maybe you're wearing sweatpants, whatever you like. You're imagining yourself, you put on your shoes, kind of like Mr. Dress Up. You feel good about yourself. You say, oof, this is feeling a little bit large because, you're fit, you're leaving everywhere nice. You head down your stairs, Your driver's waiting for you with your favorite beverage and opens the door. Or maybe if you want to drive, you open the door, you hop in. It's beautiful out. There's not a single snowflake to be found. It's warm. So in this imaginary scenario, we see our palm trees. We're driving up to the University of Manitoba, and it's lovely. You hear Disney music, the birds chirping, the geese are saying hello. You can understand geese. They're not attacking you. They're not going in your way. In fact, They're all lined up going, welcome back, welcome back. You come and you see a red carpet, and you're at the student teacher recognition reception. Glitz, glam, you're the VIP. They say, hello, how are you doing, how are you doing? And now you can open your eyes, and I want you to stand up, shake it out, get active, bring the energy up, because we just witnessed so many amazing stories. And we're gonna do the awkward, hello, hey, it's been a while, nice to see you. Oh yeah, this weather's crazy. And let's enjoy. Let's enjoy. Let's really get captivated in these stories, immersed in them. I know, like I said, I'm privileged to be here because my mother used to send me to school with a discretionary caution label so my teachers would know what they were getting. And I know there's a lot of teachers and professors out there that were a little bit worried that one day they weren't so happy with little Timmys and little Wilfreds of the world causing so much mischief in the classroom. They said, you know what, it'd be okay if they didn't show up tomorrow. And then just like that, boom, the pandemic happened. And I bet a few professors and teachers were coming back the next day like, I don't know what happened. A little bit of guilt. But what parents got to realize is the little Timmys and the little Wilfreds of the world weren't such angelic angels, and they got a firsthand look at having them in their space. And that's why we're so thankful for our teachers and our educators for bringing this forward, especially the ones like me who came with a caution label. So fortunately, my mother didn't subscribe to Wilfred being this angel. And I remember there was times where report cards would be sent home. And I thought I was really smart. I thought I was one of the brightest kids ever. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of this teacher getting me in trouble at home. I'm not bringing back my report card. So what I did was, as soon as the teacher handed it to me, I pretended and I said to myself, I'm not going to give this to my mom. Little did I know my mom had already set up a great relationship with my teacher. So I get home, my mother asks me, says, Wilfred, do you have anything for me? I say, no. She says, oh, how was school? I said, oh, it was wonderful. Teacher said I was the best listener. I wasn't disrupting anybody. Feeling good about myself. I said, that was too easy. Next day, I go to school with a little bit of more swagger because I didn't get in trouble. My mom didn't see my report card. My teacher asked me, she's like, oh, Wilfred, did you have a chance to give your mother your report card? And I said, yes. She said, we're going to be working on some things. We're going to be working on listening and not disrupting the rest of the classroom. And she says, that's good, Wilfred, that's good. Little did I know, my mother had called my teacher. So when I got home that day, still have my swagger because I'm like, I'm a genius. I figured this whole school thing out. My mom said, meeting expectations and disrupting the classroom, Wilfred. And I said, oh, that can't be me. She said, oh, is this not your report card? I said to her, no, they're not giving out report cards this term because I did so well. You don't need an update. So needless to say, parent-teacher interviews were always entertaining, but the catalyst of this story is the teachers that cared so much for my success, the teachers that care so much for all the recipients tonight's success. These are the teachers that are making a difference. And for me, when my crossroads happened was my grade 7 teacher, Mrs. Oswald, who said, Wilfred, you're a great leader, but you're using it for evil. And I know a lot of teachers and professors can resonate with that. There's some students that have the spark, but aren't channeling it the right way. And these educators and teachers are the ones guiding them on the path to succeed. And this teacher, Mrs. Oswald, challenged me. And she said, I bet you could get higher grades than anyone else in this class if you really tried. and she knew how competitive I was. I was always athletically gifted. So teachers were, my gym teachers anyways, were always willing to, yeah, Wilfred, you can do it, you can do it. And she gamified it. She spoke my language. She was able to be empathetic with me, find out what made me click. And from that point on, I only got A's. I graduated with honors from high school, got a scholarship at the University of Manitoba, and an athletic scholarship as well, and my school was paid for. At university, I met professors that really cared, that said, hey, Wilfred, you know, you're a phenomenal athlete, but what happens when your body isn't moving the way it used to? What happens after sport? What happens after track and field? What happens if you don't make the Olympics? And that's a reality. I tore my Achilles last year as a professional athlete, and I had to pivot. But because of the professors and the educators throughout my life, I was able to have a strong foundation to overcome all that adversity, to really become and create impact in my community. And these teachers and educators need this spotlight. And that's what today is about. That's why I had you imagining coming here. This is my office, but coming here, the student teacher recognition reception, and bringing that energy, because our educators have had to pivot. Everyone has had to pivot, but you can only imagine when education, when building the future is on the line, how hard and how much time these educators have put in. And I'm beyond thankful, and I'm so honored to be here today at the Student Teacher Recognition Awards, because it's a testament to all the successes, all the hard work that we are doing at the University of Manitoba, in Winnipeg, in our community, and making impact across the globe. So, to my Facebook teacher friends online, to my professors, to all the educators all around the world, but specifically from the University of Manitoba in Winnipeg, from K to 12, thank you. Thank you for making this impact. Thank you for allowing me to fulfill my dreams, and thank you for paving the way for the next generation and building a brighter future to really make impact in the world. This was a true treat, and I urge you all to thank the organizers and thank everyone and thank the educators. And you know, those part-time teachers that happened during the pandemic, I'm talking about the parents, thank you as well. But please understand the role and the impacts our educators have in our future. And I hope to see you all soon in person so I can say, hello, how are you doing? Hello, how are you doing? How's the weather outside? Because I know we miss that human interaction. So when it's safe, we'll be back, and hopefully I'll be invited back to the Student Teacher Recognition Reception. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, Erica, and all the organizers. I'll see you soon, and hopefully we can share some more stories. Cheers.
Thank you, Wilfred. This brings us to the end of our time together. I would like to thank you for taking the time to attend the 2021 Students Teacher Recognition Reception. Special thanks to the admin team at the Center for the Advancement of Teaching and Learning who organized this event, and the IST Media Production Services and the Marketing Communications team for their support. We will be posting a recording of today's event and sending you a link so you can share with others the wonderful thoughts captured here today. Thank you again. Have a great afternoon.